Here we go. 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 Hello, everybody. Hello, this is Elliot here, the Public Speaking Experts Podcast. It is Monday and it's the day we record it live on LinkedIn and YouTube. And then, of course, it's going to circle back around shortly. So make sure you are liking, subscribing, and leaving me a beautiful comment. And of course, if you leave me a beautiful comment, I will send you a copy of one of my books. And just to say thank you very much. Thank you very much for supporting and being there for me. So make sure you like, subscribe, and of course, leave us a comment on all major platforms where the podcast might be present, because they are on all the major podcasts. But first of all, hello to everybody that's listening and watching live. Hello to everybody that continuously supports us, downloads our podcast. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And do make sure you let us know. Send us a message. Hey, Elliot, just listen to this podcast. Hey, Elliot, listen to this podcast. Hey, Elliot, I loved your podcast. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'd love you to do that. So today is quite an interesting conversation, and it actually came up because I had a chat with someone recently who wanted to work with me, and they wanted to work on their keynote. And she asked me a very good question. She asked me a question, said, what does success look like for someone who's an influential speaker? And I said, do you mean in terms of delivery? Or do you mean in terms of your speaking business? Because success can look very different depending on what you're honing in on. So I thought, you know what, this will make a great topic for the podcast. So therefore, today, right here, right now, I'm recording this for you so you can understand what success looks like, in my opinion. Feel free to agree, disagree. Make sure you let me know if you agree or disagree, because then I will agree or disagree with your agreement or disagreement. So therefore, I will let you know if I agree or disagree with your disagree or agreement. You know what I'm saying? So make sure that you let me know. And of course, for those of you watching live on YouTube and LinkedIn, just feel free to drop us a comment about what does success look like for someone that's an influential speaker. So here we go, right? I don't know why that's in my head. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Let me tell you what success looks like for someone of influence, right? Had to clear my throat. Let me clear my throat. Hey. Let's talk about it. You see, for me, I talk about the 250% of being an influential speaker, right? So, what does success look like wholesomely for a speaker? Well, number one, it looks like you are getting booked a lot. Simple, basic. Yes, Elliot, I know that. Tell me something I don't know. But you know what? For a lot of people, that's a base. You're getting booked a lot. Number two, your content actually shows your bookers, your audiences, the people that would want to book you and pay you or just book you to speak and sell. They see that your content is fresh, it's relevant, it's original, it stands out, right? And so if you're not getting the kind of bookings or the traction you want, I would suggest you look at the type of content you put out there, because the content is a shop window to your ability to be an influential and successful speaker. It's like anything. If you're going to put out mediocre vanilla content, then you're going to get mediocre and vanilla inquiries, if any. And you know why you won't get any is because you're simply blending in. You are not being more giraffe, you are being more vanilla. And no one likes more vanilla, right? And I mean, there are a lot of different types of vanilla in fairness. So it's a bit unfair on vanilla. So I'm pretty sure if vanilla was a person, they might object to being called vanilla. But the point I'm making is you're blending in. You're sounding like everyone else. So no one, your content, your bookings, the interest, the response, the engagement does depend on the type of content you put out there. So what does success look like for an influential speaker? Is they're producing content that complements and magnifies their expertise, and therefore magnifies influence, and therefore magnifies their ability to get booked. The other thing I talk about a lot is, what does success look like for an influential speaker is the consistency of output, the consistency of booking, and the consistency of presence, right? Presence online and offline, presence at events um, that are significant to them. And then, of course, consistency of showing up. So that's another thing that in terms of what does success look like, is consistency. That's key, because again, I see this time and time again with a lot of speakers, with a lot of people out there, with a lot of influential speakers who are out there in the world doing things, is they lack consistency, right? What happens to a lot of speakers or people that use speaking to market themselves, or people generally who use speaking? What do? They spend, I don't know, a few weeks pumping out this content and pumping out all these things, and they might even get booked a few times as this massive surge, and then boom, nothing. And then they're like, hey, why is nothing happening? What's not, surely I've been posting, you know, lots, and now I don't need to post. Surely I don't need to post. And of course you stop posting, therefore you disappear, and therefore you don't get the bookings and you don't get anything. And then suddenly there's this surge again because there's this urgency to go boom. Okay, I need to post again. I need to do this. 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 Boom, nothing. So the key is to be consistent, right? Instead of it being in waves, is to consistently know how much you output and consistently have the present and consistently know what you put online or consistently know how many things you're going to do, how many talks you're going to do, and you work backwards. You want 12 speaking gigs a year, work backwards. Well, what do I need to do to get those 12? You want X amount. It's about consistency. So, what does a successful, influential speaker look like? They are consistent. They're consistent in showing up, they're consistent in output, and they're consistent in doing, they're consistent in presence, right? So that's one of the other things that when it comes to being an influential speaker, that is a key thing. Now, that's kind of one side of it, because the other side is you've got to be a bloody good speaker, period. Right? The days of winging it and the days of, just reading from slides, the days of, just kind of like, oh, just talk about something, they're over, right? The level and the standard that you're expected to deliver at these days is so much higher. And that's for various reasons. Now, of course, if you're a paid speaker, right, and you're the 5,000 upwards or even 1,000, there's the expectancy that you are a really good speaker, right? Of course, if you're an £1,000 speaker, the expectancy isn't as high if you're a 10,000 or 20,000 or 30,000, right? Up. But because we're inundated by social media, by really great, emotive, powerful videos of speakers. Therefore, when you're showing up, there's the expectancy that you are that standard. And you should be that standard. There's no reason why, when you deliver your keynote or you deliver your signature talk, there is no reason in this earth, on this earth, that you aren't high standard. Period. If you want to be mediocre, if you want to be vanilla, if you want to blend in and be like the rest, then by all means, right? By all means, do that. But then you'll be forgotten and you won't be rebooked. So, what does a successful, influential speaker look like? They are really great speakers, period, right? They invest in their speaking, they invest in their storytelling, they invest in understanding the path of a great communicator, which means understanding pacing, pausing, your tonality, your body language, your storytelling. They understand that the milliseconds, the microseconds between delivery and the right tone is what makes a massive difference. They understand what it is to stand there on stage and own stage, completely own the stage. They get that. They understand that 110 million%. They get that speaking isn't a nice to do. It's not a dreamy thing to do. Isn't a one day to thing. They understand it's an essential and they treat it like going to the gym or practicing the piano or writing a single or whatever it is. They understand that it needs time, energy, space, and money, period. And they're continuously working on it and working on it and working on it. Now, of course, if you're an expert that speaks and in the expert speaking space, yes, you're running a business. Yes, there's a lot of things to do, but you equally understand the importance of that one speaking opportunity, that the butterfly effect that's going to have by doing an incredible world class job. And I think a lot of people underestimate the importance of what happens that moment where you step on stage, virtual or none, and people, whether it's 10 people, 20 people, 50 people, 100 people, 1,000 people, have given up that hour to see you speak. A lot of people underestimate the impact that you can have or you're going to have. Now, of course, a lot of speakers that they do some training and they plateau, they do some training, go, well, I'm training this person, I don't really need any more training. Maybe that's the case. But the thing is, I run a lot. I run a lot. Like I run 2 to 3 times a week. I am by no means a world class athlete. I'm not. I'm just not. I'm a bit too old now, but I love running, right? And I treat my running in the same way I treat my speaking. I invest in it so I can feel better running, so I can be a better runner, so I can achieve more, right? Now, when I'm running, it's just me and my headphones, so I'm not impacting anyone's life by running. But when you're stepping on stage, it's you and the audience. And remember, as a speaker, your role is to elevate the audience, to captivate them, to emotively move them. Even if you're talking about something really technical, then your job is to intellectually stimulate them. So, therefore, your role, the other half of being a successful influential speaker, is to deliver a world class presentation. Period. Period. There is no debating that. There is no excusing that. Now, of course, if I can help you achieve that, do reach out. However, you have to understand that these days, as a speaker, you need to be a marketeer just as much as a speaker. You've got to understand who's looking at your content, why they're looking at your content. You need to understand what the bookers want to see and the conference organizers want to see when they see your content. And of course, people that run communities. You need to think as a marketeer, as a speaker, just as much as a speaker. Now, of course, you might be a speaker now. You have agents and you have bureaus, and maybe you've got people that are looking for you, doing that for you. But even they need to market you. So you still need to understand the importance of being a marketeer as a speaker. And then the other side is you need to be a world class speaker, period. If you want to be the top 5% or 1%, if you want to command those high speaking fees or you want to get on those stages which give you, massive profile raising, massive impact, you've got to be a great speaker, period, right? That is what success looks like. Strong market presence, strong content presence, consistent consistent presence both online and offline at the right events, at the right places with the right people, and then delivering time and time again an incredible world class presentation. Period. That's what it looks like. Now, if I can help with that, reach out. Otherwise, make sure you take this, you do something with this, and make sure that whatever happens, you remember this podcast and you apply this podcast, and may it springboard you to a whole new level in life. Because I wish you all the success in the world, and I wish you to go out there to be seen, to be heard, and to always be more giraffe with your speaking, and then you can influence people globally. So that is it, people. That is what I had to say about this. Make sure you are liking, subscribing, and of course, leaving us a comment. And I look forward to hearing from you and seeing you soon. Just keep an eye out the Public Speaking Expert podcast, and keep an eye because we are launching 125 tips, by the way, for you to be able to thrive and monetize your speaking. So keep an eye on for that. That is coming very soon. And I look forward to connecting with you. I look forward to hearing from you. And if I can help you achieve any of the above, reach out to me. Till the next time, be seen, be heard, and always be more giraffe. Bye.